Reach out, oh, wait and see. Reach out, wait and see. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the car.
You're all that.
Yankee Tavern in the Bronx. Do you know what you're getting for lunch?
All I know is that my man Carmine, our producer director, is concentrating on the Mickey Mantle.
That's right.
And you know what? The Yankee Tavern has been here since the days of Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig, and I know for a fact from Pete Sheehy himself used to come here and pick up the pastrami sandwiches. Babe Ruth used to eat 3 pastrami sandwiches and 2 hot dogs and 2 bottles of seltzer back in 1927, 1928, and I'm so proud to be here. Joe's place. Joe, the owner, has owned this place now for God knows since I was a Yankee bat boy.
Well, the Yankee Tavern is located 72 East 161st Street in Bronx, New York, right across the street from Yankee Stadium.
Yankee Stadium, the Bronx.
And it doesn't get better than this.
Doesn't get better than this.
When the pandemic lifts, you come here and you go to a game, right?
The best pastrami in the Bronx.
There we go. And reach out with Ray and Steve on Monday night. We have 2 special guests. We have a lot of special guests.
Who?
Willie Randolph and Chris Chambliss.
Willie Wonder.
That's right. Chris Chambliss, 1976.
Snatcher. They used to call Chris Chambliss the Snatcher because he used to pick everything
millions
up in
of
the cup.
Yankee fans from that one swing. And Willie hit the first home run in 1977 World Series, too.
The first one. I was right there. I was right there to greet him. I hope you got the footage.
I think we got it. Chris Chambliss made me a Yankee fan. Let's check it out, how many Yankee fans he made with you.
Hard shot, left side, way back. It is gone. Home run, Randolph. The score is tied at 2-2.
That's the fine young athlete we were telling you about, whom Tom Seaver characterized as a typical Pittsburgh Pirate farm product. He was obtained a year ago, as we look at this again, in one of Gabe Paul's many trades that re-architectured the Yankees.
The American League championship is Chris Chambliss. Walks to the plate.
Chambliss is so hot he's got his shirt unbuttoned. He's in heat.
Art Littell delivers high drive into right center field.
That's gone. It is gone. Chris Chambliss has won the American League pennant for the New York Yankees.
Yeah, my emotions really changed from exhilaration to fear when I hit second base because there's a lot of people all over the field. And a lot happened during that run around the bases. The best thing I could do is get myself to the dugout. So that's the kind of run I had to make. It was almost like a football run where I had to run through some people.
Look at the mob, Chris Chambliss.
There was just no chance at controlling the crowd.
Got into the dugout and into the clubhouse, and the guys said the same thing, you know, did you touch home plate? I put on a jacket, and I took two security guards. I put my arms around them, and the three of us went through the crowd and were up towards home plate, which was gone, by the way. You know, somebody stole that plate. I put my foot on that area, and that was about as official as we could do it.
He had to go back and make sure he touched home plate. I tell you, what a finish to as exciting a ball game as you'll ever want to see.
Those are crazy times in the Bronx back then.
It's still crazy in the Bronx, especially with this whole scenario of pandemic. But so that's why, Steve, I'm glad that you're bringing up the old good, for me, the good old days.
Good old days. Chris Chambliss and Willie Randolph.
Let me tell you about the good old days.
Oh yeah, you can tell.
Try to remember.
Good old days. But
The kind of September.
there we go. But we're at the Yankee Tower.
Memories.
We break out to the song no matter where we
Like
are.
the summer of mine.
We want to thank the boys at NYPBG Studios back here putting this all together. We have some
Here.
outstanding guests today. Who else here? Right, Mike Longo, Mike Dempsey, friends of the show all this time. So welcome, guys. Thank you.
Pleasure to be on.
Yeah, and Mike, you have a couple people next to you. Who are they?
Was Lanese, old college football teammate. I wouldn't say old, I say young, but older college football teammate of mine from about 20-something, 5 years ago. I'm not going to date ourselves, but he's got a great program, charity, About You, New York City. And he's got one of his student athletes here as well that he'll introduce as well. But
He's a very shy young man.
yes, he is.
He's a boy from Harlem, my streets. I ran those streets real hard in the day. Now it's like nice kids.
Right.
Nah.
Mike, you're up from North Carolina. You came up for your reunion and you ran into a friend of yours.
Yeah, I came up for my high school football annual reunion we do every year. Usually it's at Yankee Stadium because Erasmus High School is always in the championship game. And this year there was no game this year. So we just had a dinner last night in the city. My friends, and I said, I want to see my old college football teammate. I haven't seen him in like 15 or so years because of all the great work he's doing. So it's just like two for the price of one to be up here. So great trip, 8-hour drive, it all worth it.
Would you tell us a little bit about the great work that your friend is doing?
I really appreciate you guys having us on today, Steve. My name is George Lanese. This is Moussa, Kane. Our organization is about working with kids from youth through college and placing jobs. So what we're focusing on right now is doing more. As everyone's shutting down for kids, we get more involved. Whether it be SAT, academic.
When they're running away from the fire, you're running into the fire.
Exactly. Love it. So it happens that we actually practice every Sunday, right across the street at 161. Just doing football stuff, but keeping kids busy and keeping kids hopeful right now. One thing that's not being mentioned now is that our kids are sacrificing more than ever for adults, and we're not offering any solutions.
Please tell us what you mean by that.
Our kids are giving up in-person learning, so New York City kids pretty much are locked in home all day. They're no sports, no social interaction, and they're not stating how are you going to get back to get kids back on the developmental track to get the opportunity that they have. Rich areas that are in a problem, they're supplementing everything. And it's kind of unfortunate, I was telling Mike, it seems like there's a little bit of hate and play. New York City public schools, no sports. Catholic schools, Catholic schools. Suburban schools, AAU, are in session. So what we're doing right now is as they shut down, we're going to continue.
Now, are you getting any static from the so-called higher-ups, etc.?
They had a little bit of resistance. We actually ran a showcase for football at high school with the all guests were testing the new program. a little bit of pushback, but I was good for it. And now kids are actually getting scholarship offers, college opportunities. Plus, we're going to do more in the next 3 months this year. We also extended our SAT programs before we signed up in May. We kept them up straight through. And we started a mentorship program, partnering with World Bank Canada and other Wall Street firms. My background was in finance before I started teaching.
Hey, let me ask you now, not every place they have a youth that are out there for the kids this way. What happens to those kids that don't have you?
Right now they're lost. Like, that's the issue.
And please emphasize.
Right now they're lost. Right now there is not a support system. What we're about, we're just talking about it off camera, seeing kids through college, through jobs. The issue now a little bit of society is that adults are going to have kids' lives. We need consistency. And that's where our mentorship program, and actually students like Moussa, college kids come back and make it. Moussa's 16, Moussa's an elite student. He goes, we got him into Blair Academy. We recently got 13 SAT. Wow,
I only had a 9.
I'm not going there.
Wow, it's a different kind of show. His brother plays football. He just got back from Thanksgiving out. His brother plays Green University. He's going to be an national. He represents everything. And not only that,
Can I be your agent?
So I'm saying I want 2% of that.
Not let him do it. He represents everything that we want, but he also represents everything I would want my son. Right? I always joke around with like wishes my son.
You know what's funny? I was watching Cobra Kai. Okay, and you remind me of the situation with the way the 2 lead men are trying to help the young kids in the situations. You know, so I like that. I like that.
So let me ask you a question. So when we were talking off camera about when we were younger and we were momented and we had people scouting us and we had scouts and all that stuff to get to where we were when we were young. How does that happen to these kids down there that are abandoned in their houses and they can't go nowhere? How do they get out here where scouts or college recruits or professional scouts can come and see them play, or is it just wasted talent sitting home?
This is wasted talent.
Hey, who do you think you are, Chad Palminteri?
The only kids that really are being recruited right now that don't have film, they got film from other men. We film one-on-ones, journals and stuff. Is higher academic kids. So it goes back to academics as the foundation. Right. If you want to really be recruited in any sport that most, it's your academics. And I'm glad you mentioned that because we actually started partnering with Branch from Baseball. With Del Panty.
Oh, yes.
Pushing this first pilot program with the kids. Listen, everyone wants to go to minors. If you go to minors at high school and you don't make it, you're going to struggle with getting a job as that. So increasing your opportunities through academics. I know we're not going to get everyone in the beginning, but we'll be all and get the 4 or 5 kids. They see that they get opportunities in the field, and it's very quick. Check grades. And Moussa will tell you. I mean, he already was with great parents and so forth. But he's now at Blair Academy, which is one of the best schools in the country, and he has the equivalent of
Moussa, please tell me, what has this man next to you meant to you in your life?
So George is kind of like, he's kind of the first person that really believed in me when we were talking about football. When I was in about 9th grade, we was coming back home from SAT, and he said, Moussa, if you really try, if you work hard and on and off the field and in the classroom, like you can get any offer you want, you can go to any school you want. And he said that to me, and he also said that to my brother. We both kind of didn't believe it, but through the years, we started to see that as actually a possibility, and he was able to do it, so I believe I'm able to do it too.
Now, something very important. I just posted on my Instagram yesterday 2 guys, Babe Ruth and Elvis Presley. And I put on my post, they didn't care about color. What does that mean to you from the standpoint of this man who, in essence, I just met you today, but I know that God helps me and works with me, and I see your eyes, and your eyes are real. Actually, you understand what I'm saying? What does that mean to you that a white man, in essence, didn't give a damn about your color or anything like that in a crazed society?
For me, my parents always told me to be nice to people, so I believe he was raised the same way, and like I really never thought about is color or anybody color. I only really care about their character, their personality, and how they can benefit me and how I can benefit them.
See, that's the problem today. We were all raised, God bless your parents, because we were all raised the same way. You don't look at color, you don't look at race, you don't look at that, so you be next to people, people be next to you. Today, that's not being thrown out there. That parents are not telling their children that. Now it's white, black, this, that, that's how it is.
Let's say not all parents.
Right, okay. So, not all parents, but the majority.
The reason why it is because people, right now, the big thing in companies is diversity, right? The way they explain it, which is a great way, is if you're not diverse in the group, you're not going to be innovative. If you have everybody from the same area, it's going to be like the same. There is no diversity in the school system in New York City. 95% of the schools are black and Spanish, 95% are white and Asian. So there isn't a crossover there. Now, I was fortunate because I was raised very well. But when I came and I started coaching at Cardinal Hayes, I wasn't. Obviously, I go, I am the only white person, but I never even think of it that I'm white and they're kids. That's the problem, they're kids. And everyone is thinking of things in their own perspective right now and not seeing how it affects other people. And there's no reason why where you were born should affect your opportunities. And that's what we got to do a better job of helping kids from a young age. I tell you, it shows you. Put in the work with someone like Moussa and other kids. I think New York City kids are better than any kids. They took, what's the chances that him and his brother in one household are now the two of them, there's probably only 5 kids in the country that can jump over 40 inches vertical and score over pictures of goodness. Yeah. There's probably a lot more like that.
I love what you do because the academics is so very important.
Yeah,
along with the athletics. And what's the biggest challenge during this pandemic? We're all faced with many challenges. How do you overcome what you do? How do you reach out to more people? You know, December's rolling around, January's right around the corner. What's your vision for 2021?
My vision for 2021 is just to do more. And the way we do more is like, say for example, my focus was SAT. We extended the class. I had some kids with me for 8 months and they're not canceling the class. Only in the city they were canceled. It was open up in the suburbs. But our vision now is we're starting a mentorship program. We need to have kids have more access to adults that care. And the more adults that care and give back, you can overcome these sorts of things. I would bet some kids will step out 2 or 3 years now.
Yeah. Especially kids with special needs even further.
Yeah, even further. No one's talking about this.
Right.
The problem is, let me ask you this, okay? And we're all mentors, okay? How do you battle? And I'm glad that you have your student here, okay? You're a sensei. And in essence, how do you battle the frustration that certain kids give you? Not every kid is going to be this kid. How do you battle that kid who, in essence, thinks he knows everything?
It's twofold. Well, one
and say that loud. This is important. That's the majority.
There is, but surprisingly, like during the, I'm not political. During the pandemic, it was on nonstop. It started getting me a little bit mad, and the kids were so positive. They got me back, and that's when we started doing it more. The kid that battles that, he goes, I don't stop. I'll point it out over and over again. We had 3 kids that pushed back with SAT, and I said, you know what? You guys just got punished. You're in SAT boot camp. We did 3 days in a row, 8 hours again. They wanted it. First they said, I'm using the grade team. But it comes down to you can't. As an adult, you can't back off. Even my dad, when I was in college at Albany, my grade got, he was going to pull me off the football. I would have been really embarrassed.
Albany, we went to Albany.
Okay. At 20 years old, to be taken off of sports, you just have to be there and you can't back off.
But how do you handle the Mike Dempsey's?
You know Mike Dempsey. Right. You know, Mike Longo loved the color of your jacket, first of all.
Well, wearing the old football jacket, it still fits all these years later. I'm just proud because I did lose like 30 pounds.
Mike is very beloved.
And you guys know each other for a long time. Talk about your relationship.
Yeah, we were like roommates and sweet mates for like I think all 3 years up there. Yeah, 2.5 years. And
fortunately, we lost a little touch of each other and reached out. I saw all the stuff that he was doing. He reached out to me. That's what a true friend is. Doesn't matter how long you've seen them, they're willing to help you. And that's what we're trying to teach. Is that it's giving back. It's great. And reach that beat.
Our other mutual friend is Danny Lambert, coach Erasmus High School. Incredible story. Danny turned around a program in Brooklyn that had lost. It's like a movie in itself. I mean, they lost every game for like 5 years in a row, and now they've been to the city championship, PSAL, for the last 6 out of 8 years, and they won the last 2. Danny came in and turned around the program. I mean, we played Erasmus back in 30 years ago, they had no equipment. Now they got sponsors, they got funding for these kids. It's an incredible story, and I think what Danny's done is an inspiration too. And he's one of the best coaches I think I've ever seen coach high school football, and he's ready for the next level. I know whether it's Rutgers or whatever school, but then he probably gets some like. But I think Danny loves mentoring these young kids. He can have the college football opportunities. He's had many. He knows Urban Meyer, but he wants to be out there and helping these kids. That's what I see George doing with what he's doing with his program, is helping these young kids get to that next level. So pretty cool.
Well, this is the Yankee Tavern. We're here at the Yankee Tavern, 72 East 161st Street in the Bronx.
Great pastrami.
Yankee Tavern, NYC at gmail.com. You can make your orders right now, 718-292-6130.
No fat.
That's right. And as soon as
little fat. Everybody had a little fat.
But Mike,
look what happened here.
Yeah, Mike London, taking us all in. What do you think of these gentlemen to your right?
Oh, it's just meeting these guys and talking about my experiences when I was coaching the kids and training them from a young age going up. I want to be a part of them. I want to help. I want to do whatever I can to mentor these kids. So I got a question too that's been bothering me.
You, a man who has 2 kids that are police officers in the Bronx.
Yes.
There was just a shooting last night.
Yes, there wasn't a
Thank God. But in essence, not only are you mentoring regular kids, not only are you protecting Al Pacino, among others, how do you deal with the mentoring of your kids who are carrying .357 Magnums? Your daughter is like 5'1", the gun is bigger than her, but she's the toughest one in the Bronx.
To be honest with you,
yeah,
they mentor me.
Beautiful.
They're the ones that mentor me. I mean, I'm private sector. I have my own business. I have my own security, whatever.
Stop bragging.
They got to go by the book, and the book right now has been expanded against them. Any PD officer out there, their targets, their how do I explain it? They have to go by the book.
But don't you feel that things are getting better?
No.
He's encouraging.
No, it's not. It's not. It's not for the police.
No.
Not for the police. Things might be getting a little bit quieter, but before they cut all these things in the department, now there's more guns out on the street where there's kids, young kids, that are walking around with guns. Not baseball bats and basketballs. You see kids dribbling basketball.
So do you see how important
it's
this
extremely,
man is, and
extremely
you
important.
are in the life? Yeah, things may be tougher. Remember, I have 2 kids that are police officers also.
Right.
But things may be tougher. But I think that we, as mentors, are coming out more.
I agree.
We are coming out more, and in turn, we are protecting and saving more lives that may have gone down.
Yes.
And at the same time, I feel such pride in that young man because, number one, he's proud of where he comes from.
Yes. Because as you saw, when I said, Harlem is not as, he fought for the dignity of Harlem,
but at the same time, look at the beauty of what he has and will accomplish because of you, and because of you, and because of you.
And wait, let's not forget. I mean, you lead us. You're the reason.
Listen, I'm the host of the show.
You're the
Host.
Me and Steve.
How many people's lives do you think you saved?
Well, I don't care about that. I'm talking about you.
You know what it comes down to, guys?
Mike from North Carolina. He came up.
He doesn't count.
Well, we organized it. Normally we were at Gino's
on a Thursday, and Jerome, I hope you're getting better here. We rearranged the show to come here today. Mike pulled us together. You came down, Ray and I came down, Carmine came down. It's all about giving back. If we all pull together, mentor together, that's what it's all about, right, George?
It is totally about giving back, and it's not actually simply just like he said earlier, being nice, giving back and working together. And what you said was great, is that they do mentor us. I couldn't believe that, working in finance for years, that are very successful. These kids that work harder than I ever worked. Kids that are smarter than I ever been. And to see that having such little, if we match the resources with their effort, you're going to see it explode.
Right.
That's what we got to do.
Young man, I want you to give a message out there to all your friends from the standpoint of where you're going and where you want your friends to go.
So I know I'm going to college for free. And I know your parents don't want to pay for college. You don't want to pay for college. I have a brother who's a Division I football player that's going to college for free. I've got a sister who's a nurse that's about to become a doctor who also went to college for free. And me, I know I'm going to go to college for free. So you don't want that burden to be on your parents. So do what you got to do, whether it's in school, extracurricular activities, or anything else, and stay on the streets.
How important is school for you?
It's extremely important.
Say it loud.
It's extremely important. Not just because of academics, it's also a great way to network and make new friends, which will benefit you later in life.
That man next to you, if you had one last word to say, because he was leaving the planet today, what would those words be to that man next to you?
One word?
Or one sentence.
Thank you for all you've done.
Say it loud, please.
Thank you for all you've done.
Could you look at him?
Yeah.
All right, that's what I like.
That's what it's all about. There's a lot of kids out there not knowing what to do, making poor choices. You're making the right choice. Great mentoring and support. It's a blessing. You and your brother. It's a powerful message. We can talk all we want. It comes from you.
What's your website, George? Outreach.org. Okay. Yep. See, they could call us heroes, but what if that young man just said, his parents are my heroes? The way what you just said is a reflection of his parents.
All of you guys are heroes, and I love all of you. I don't know you, but I love you. Okay, because of what you have helped this young man achieve, and I'm very, very proud of Michael. And again, you've done it again. You're the connector. You're the guy that always has the great people, and you do great things. And I love you for that. Okay. Love, baby!
Better place right in the Bronx.
In the Bronx! In the South Bronx!
South Bronx, but
each of you as a gift will be receiving Yankee Miracles, my book, and that's it. I hope you enjoyed it. There's one for him too. Yes, there's one for him also. So thank you very much. We got the cake. A great Yankee, Tino Martinez. Happy birthday, Tino Martinez. He set his birthday cake. He set the
December 7th is his birthday.
Mike has had his mouth all over it.
he ate half of it.
Yeah,
he's been trained.
He's been trained to become fat.
There we go.
He must have become gordo.
But this has been Reach Out with Ray and Steve from the Yankee Tavern in the Bronx. And
We are going to be going to all the different stores all throughout the Bronx. So we have to give out books and things and all that, and a piece of cake. But Monday night,
Reach Out with Ray and Steve.
Will they run that? Will they run that?
Sasso Fielder.
Sasso.
And Mike Heath.
Bye.
Take care.
Right. I was going to say,